want to be here in the bunker. I want us to leave.
A man reflects on small moments from his life. The fresh June air, the sound of ice cream trucks, Emma's peaceful face as she sleeps, the first time he held Jasper, childhood cartoons, running into the ocean, and late-night drives with Frankie. He also recalls his first car, the Badger, and his mother's beautiful hands as she worked in her garden. He even remembers a freckle on the back of Emma's knee, and the significance of that small detail lingers with him. But soon his thoughts begin to blur. In this dystopian world, a neurological epidemic has caused memory loss. A man wakes up next to a woman. After getting dressed, he hears chaos outside and looks out the window. The woman wakes up and asks who he is. He tells her he woke up with her in the same place, but he has no memory of how or why. She too has no memory but feels a sense of familiarity with him. They both agree to the strange sense of connection they share, although neither can explain it. They wonder how long they've been in that place. He notices a band on his wrist and sees the same on hers. They conclude they must have chosen to be together. Elsewhere, a young boy sings to himself as he walks alone. A man approaches, curious about the boy, and asks what he's doing. He tells the boy to follow him. Along the way, the boy points at the man's watch. The man explains it tells time and gives it to the boy, saying he can wear it. As they continue, the man mutters random thoughts, repeating the phrase "now is here" as if it were a mantra. The boy, distracted, lingers behind, playing with things he finds on the ground. When he catches up, the man greets him like they've just met. He asks the boy if he's alone and urges him to come along, promising to take care of him. The man notices the watch is too big for the boy and takes it back. They enter an abandoned house where the man points out broken windows. He suddenly begins to sing and dance. In another location, a woman named Miranda prepares for a self-diagnostic memory test. She answers questions about her identity and the length of her containment. She successfully completes the test and is told so. A teacher, living alone in a cabin deep in the forest, reads about memory retrieval. Afterward, he steps outside to gather firewood. He explores the forest and places a piece of aluminum foil into a river. Back at the abandoned house, the man and woman continue searching for food. The woman opens a can and tastes it. She tucks her hair behind her ear, and the man says he knew she would do that, though he's unsure why he feels that way. Neither of them remembers how they ended up in that place or why they are together. The man wonders if they could be siblings, but the woman dismisses the idea because they don't look alike. She suggests they might be married, and to test it, they kiss. It feels natural to them, so they assume they're in a relationship. He apologizes for not recognizing her. She says she felt love for him the moment she woke up, and he agrees, feeling the same way. At the abandoned house, the old man and young boy continue together. The man opens a can of food, but another man arrives and tries to steal it, knocking the old man unconscious. The boy sleeps beside him, but when he wakes up, the old man still hasn't stirred. Deciding to go alone, the boy leaves. The teacher returns to his cabin, hoping something in his books or notes will help him remember. Meanwhile, the man and woman try to recall their identities. Since they can't remember their real names, they give each other new ones, Ben and Jenny. They decide to explore and see if there are others around. As they walk through a hallway filled with debris, they head back to their room to get their food and leave. Jenny wants to stay and clean up, thinking they could make the place livable. But Ben disagrees, feeling it doesn't feel like home and that they must move on to somewhere better, though he can't explain why. Jenny wonders if this place could be good enough after all. She insists it's safe, but Ben disagrees, pointing out that they're alone and the food supply is limited. Ben suggests that if they don't find a better place, they can always return here. He believes coming back might help them remember. Jenny hesitates but decides to trust him. Miranda spends time exercising with her father. Later, they sit down for a meal. He asks her about her cello training, and she replies that it's fine, though she avoids further conversation. When he asks what's bothering her, she says there's nothing she can explain. "I don't have anything new to tell you." Meanwhile, the young boy continues walking alone after being separated from the old man. He meets a woman who invites him into her home. She helps clean him up, feeds him, and after the meal she takes him to a room full of toys and tells him a bedtime story about a kingdom full of people. Ben and Jenny go outside to explore. Ben is still confused, but Jenny seems more at ease. She plays on a slide, and after a while Ben joins her. In a different area, the young man who attacked the old man sees a young woman. She notices him and runs, but he catches her briefly before she escapes. He chases her but stops when he sees a white horse, surprised, and backs away. Back in her home, Miranda lies on her bed listening to music and looking through old photographs. She turns off the music and tries to sleep, but hears another melody. Intrigued, she follows the sound to another room filled with paintings. Her father is standing in front of one, deeply absorbed. Miranda watches him for a moment before quietly leaving the room. Jenny and Ben arrive at an old ruined church. Like the other buildings, it's broken and filled with dehais. They talk about how the place feels familiar and safe. Surrounded by stained glass and vibrant colors, they laugh, hug, and share a quiet moment. They then go upstairs, lay out a blanket, and sit together. They grow closer and become intimate. Later, they sit by a fire and Jenny tries to remember a song. She begins to question the nature of sleep and memory, wondering if either of them remembers falling asleep or where they slept the previous night. Neither of them remembers. If we don't ever remember going to sleep, she says. She worries that if they sleep now, they will wake up with no memories again, as if it's the first time all over. Fearing they'll forget each other, they decide to stay awake together. Amid rising fear and doubt, they promise not to fall asleep, just stay up together. The next morning, the young boy wakes up in bed and tries to open the door, but it won't open. Instead, he climbs out through the window and continues on his way. Elsewhere, Jenny wakes up beside Ben. They both look at each other confused. Jenny asks, "Who are you?" She has no memory of the night before. Meanwhile, the boy keeps walking until he encounters the teacher. The teacher tells him to go back home, but the boy refuses to turn around and continues following him. Eventually, the teacher relents and brings the boy into his cabin, offering him food, assuming the boy must be hungry. "Don't touch anything." Later, the teacher tries to make conversation, saying he feels foggy that morning. He explains that while he can't always recall how to do things when asked, his body still knows what to do. When it's time, he gives the boy a task: collect small sticks, but warns him not to wander too far. He tells the boy that chopping wood is his job, not for children. "You don't touch this. This is not for boys." Ben and Jenny walk through the ruins. Jenny admits she doesn't know his name. He replies that he doesn't know hers either. They start guessing, with him trying names like Mike and Max. She says the name Max feels right. He then asks for her name, and after thinking for a moment, she says Katie. They both agree on Max and Katie, repeating the names to each other. As they walk, Katie steps on a sharp piece of wood and hurts her foot. Max tells her to sit down while he goes to get water. He finds some in a nearby house, but once he gets it, he forgets why he needed it. He drinks it and walks away. The man who attacked the old man finds a parked car, breaking its windows before moving on to other cars and smashing those too. He eventually gets into one and starts searching for items. Tired, he falls asleep inside. When others arrive, they wake him up with a flare, drag him out, and beat him unconscious. While he's knocked out, they assault him and leave him on the ground. He eventually wakes up, walks to a building, and contemplates jumping, but forgets why he's there. The feeling passes, and he walks away, starting to throw bottles at people below. Back in the bunker, Miranda and her father sit down to dinner. Miranda tells him she no longer wants to stay there. Her father thinks she's referring to their usual dinners, but she clarifies that she wants to leave the bunker entirely. He reminds her that she's been saying this since she was a child, believing she would eventually outgrow it. Miranda insists that people outside might be okay, but her father disagrees, saying that if it were true, they would have received a message by now. She suggests trying to find her mother, but he says it's impossible, citing the seriousness of what happened when she was a child. Katie, now alone, walks the streets. Meanwhile, the teacher is teaching the boy how to ride a bicycle. At the same time, Miranda plays the cello for her father, who watches her with pride. After she finishes playing, Miranda asks her father to come with her, but he refuses. As she walks away, he calls after her, saying that leaving now would mean abandoning her identity, her music, and him. He tells her that everything that made her who she is would be lost. Upset, Miranda leaves. Outside, Katie stands by the shore, slowly walking into the water. Simultaneously, the teacher ties a long rope to the boy and lets him walk into the woods. He then returns to his house and continues reading his notes, reflecting on the concept of re-experiencing an event. He reads that when the same group of neurons is activated again, a person can re-experience a memory, and repeating the process strengthens that memory. He tells himself to retrace his steps and repeat the pattern but struggles with forgetting. He wonders how many times he's tried and whether he can refire the neurons if he no longer remembers the pattern. Miranda takes the memory test again, but this time she intentionally fails it. The AI system warns her that she's at serious risk of infection, but she dismisses the warning and continues. Later that night, while her father sleeps, Miranda quietly leaves the bunker. The teacher continues to put up drawings inside his house to help him remember things. He then continues teaching the boy how to ride the bicycle. This time, the boy successfully manages to ride it. "You got it." Miranda finally emerges from the bunker, stepping into the outside world. She stands still for a moment, taking in the new surroundings, and feeling a mix of emotions. After a brief pause, she begins walking away. Elsewhere, Katie is gathering items from the debris when it starts raining. She runs to find shelter and ends up in a nearby spot, where she sees Max. They both notice they're wearing the same type of bracelet, and as they look at each other, they sense something familiar.